Ladies and gentlemen, after we finally get the trade confirmed for Dan Houston, we finally get to say our goodbyes to Joe Richards and John Noble especially, and wish him all the best as he endeavours to a new journey at Gold Coast. And he actually came out on Trade Radio and basically gave us all the finer details when it came to everything that led to the decision to essentially request a trade to Gold Coast. So here he is speaking to Trade Radio this morning.
Ground unnecessarily here, but just by virtue of the fact that the trade's gone through. Your manager, as you said, Winston Rouse at Phoenix Management Group. Now, Scott Lucas was on Trade Radio several days ago now. He actually said that you might have started weighing up your future when, you were dropped ahead of last year's final series. How big of a part did that play in, I guess planting the seed that you might want to play elsewhere, given, you played every game that year and I think 83 consecutive coming into that final series?
Yeah, it was a tough time, to be honest, and I'd probably be lying if I said that I wasn't, probably in that mindset at the time. I think when something like that happens, it does maybe pull you back a little bit and really go, just where does my future lie? And for me, I've said it before, I felt like I contributed a heavy amount, to that success, and I certainly felt the love from my teammates at that stage. But, moving forward, there is an element of doubt that can be planted in the back of your head, and, over time that can develop. And, I think that certainly happened at times during this season. And, like I said, as interest grows and things like that, it is, it's a hard space to live in, to be honest. And it was a really tough time. As a young kid, you dream of playing AFL, but also playing an AFL grand final, and you just, kicking the footy around, and that's what you dream of. So, to fall short of that on a personal level was really, really tough, to be honest. And it's, it certainly, like I said, can plant that doubt. And, heading into 2024, I trained really hard in the off season and tried to put myself in the best position that I could to attack this year. And, things at times didn't go my way and didn't plan out the way I sort of thought it was going to. And I guess that doubt or that angst can develop over time, and hence why, it did contribute to my decision.
Well, there you go. I will just add, before we dive into some of the comments he made, a few minutes before that snippet there, he mentioned that he received interest from Gold Coast earlier in the year and actually met Damien Hardwick 3/4 of the way through the season, but then respectfully parked that conversation until Collingwood were out of, the season, out of finals contention, and then that's when they progressed with further discussions. And of course, Noble admits that the plan to move elsewhere was seeded after that 2023 final series, having played every game of the year. You know what the story is. And I guess it just feels like it came down to job security and never being able to fully recover from missing out on ultimate success. And can you blame him? You're looking in this world for job security and to be wanted. And when you miss out on an entire final series after playing every game that you've been asked of and done it to a degree of competency and excellence, you ask yourself, what more can I do? So I'm happy for him that he gets to move to a club where he's wanted. They've given up picks for John Noble. It's going to be a different feel for him now that he has come to Gold Coast in that fashion, whereas he came to Collingwood by way of the mid-season draft. So we probably don't look at him in the same light as what Gold Coast do because of what was given up initially to get John Noble to Collingwood, to get him to Gold Coast. And look, in 2024, he said he worked really hard in the off-season and felt that things just didn't go his way earlier in the year, having not starting the season in the black and white in the starting 23. The angst sort of re-emerged, and I think that was probably the nail in the coffin when you have a good preseason, our team's unsteady in the back line and he's still not playing. Granted, he got into the team eventually and played really well. I think what he's doing is a really good business decision because he's being asked to be traded at probably his highest value, the age that he's at. He's in a stage of his contract where he can get his 4, 5, 6 years or whatever it may be from Gold Coast, and that's what he gets, and moves closer to his family. So it's really positive for him, and it's, in the end, it is a sad day, but we are replacing him with a 2-time All-Australian who's arguably the best half-back flanker in the league, who can not only use the ball really well by foot, but also can take intercept marks in his game, in his makeup. So I wish John Noble all the best. Guys, we'll be doing another stream tonight to close out the trade window. We could be expecting some more trades, maybe pick swaps. Be there. I think we'll probably, if the window closes at 7:30, we'll probably start streaming at 6. That's what I'm thinking for now. And then from there, we get into the draft talks, and we'll analyse the players we brought in, and do some predictions for next year as well. So stick around, plenty more to come on Pies Footy. Go Pies.